short the number. He says, I jump in, I'm short the number, we need one more. Wasn't for sparring, man. Come on, we swear we're going to fight, I'll be down tomorrow, I swear. Wasn't here anyway, yeah. Kids from the season out there.
That's what you put up a dream. You said that you're starting.
His cousin was out there,
That's my cousin.
Oh, you're
Not yours, is it?
What?
The code?
Mine, no. Wish it was though.
So what were you saying there? Nathan has stitches.
Gonna reopen them for him.
I'm surprised he posted that on social media.
It's a mistake.
Elbows to the face.
And some knees. I can see him shooting right into one.
Yeah, a bit tired at the moment, obviously with the weight cut and everything, but I feel sharp, technique-wise. Feel ready, have felt ready, and yeah, just out to do another dominant performance and get a few more eyes on me as well, you know. As far as fights go, like, it's not an MMA fight, but I've had probably hundreds of jiu-jitsu fights and hundreds of rounds in here, you know, with the guys, and to be honest, like, the rounds in here are probably harder than any amateur fight I'll get in terms of striking. And I feel like the guys at amateur level in Ireland definitely don't have the jiu-jitsu to match my jiu-jitsu, that being my specialty, you know. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be, again, I don't think the guy's going to have anything for me, and yeah, I feel ready for it.
Have you managed to see much tape on him? Or?
I think I saw one fight from England or something like that, against like kind of an alright guy. Guy was obviously like a grappler. From what I could tell, Mag is a striker. He didn't seem like a grappler anyway. But yeah, I guess we'll see on the night, you know. Like, a lot can change between fights with an amateur, you know. I mean, even in the 2 weeks since my fight, 3 weeks since my fight, a lot has changed. I'm a different fighter than I was then, you know what I mean, already. And that's the thing at amateur, you can't watch someone's tape and be like that. That's what they're going to come out and do. They might have watched it and analysed and gone, I've made those mistakes, I'm going to only work on fixing those mistakes if they're good, you know. So yeah, we're just going to have to see on Sunday night, you know.
Are you looking forward to it then?
Yeah, 100%. Looking forward to getting a bit of proper food into me as well after tomorrow. More so than
And is your plan to go pro someday? Is this something you want to do long term?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have that much time left at amateur anyway. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken by sport standards, you know. So I plan to kind of get another couple of fights this year, and then do maybe 2 or 3 more fights next year, and take a bit of time out, train full time, and hopefully go pro. That's the plan anyway. If another COVID pandemic doesn't hit, but we'll see.
Well, the very best of luck. Really excited to see you out there. I know a bunch of people who watch Irish MMA are like, oh, someone new and exciting. I had seen you on the jiu-jitsu circuits, but you look really comfortable in there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, like the pressure in here is going to amount to way more than any pressure in there. And yeah, I'm no stranger to crowds, so like crowds aren't that big of an issue either for me. I just felt like it was natural.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to it. So how are you feeling now today? Good few weeks till the fight.
5 weeks and 2 days, 5 weeks, 1 day.
So tell us a little bit about how the camp's been going since the fight got announced.
Do you know what? Normally I come into the camp big. Like I'm normally around 76, 77 kilos. But I was supposed to fight Muay Thai before this. And then my Muay Thai fight got cancelled. The opponent pulled out 2 weeks before the fight. Conveniently the day after I announced the fight. And then coming up to that camp, like near the end of the camp, I was in perfect shape. I was like, the weight's a bit lower, maybe I'm about 74 at that point. So then it's like the camp's just rolled over, and then all I need to do now is switch from the Muay Thai point of view to the MMA point of view, start bringing in the MMA rounds, the grappling, the wall wrestling. So I feel like I come into the camp in perfect shape, which normally I do come in, I eat clean all year round, I'm always in shape, but I get big, and I find it the last 3-4 weeks, maybe I can't lift weights as much because I'm too big to make 65, where this time round I feel like I'm going to be able to keep doing the conditioning, keep doing the lifting weights up until fight week, which is good for me.
And so who are you doing strength and conditioning with, or do you kind of just do stuff yourself, or do you have a team?
Yeah, I'm doing strength and conditioning in Blackrock with Craig. I know the posh ends. With Craig and all the lads, Aaron and them, and I want to say the gym's name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I'm a bit of a prick for that because they're sponsoring us. Nice one for putting me on the spot. What's it called?
Impact, Strength and Performance, JK.
Impact, Strength and Performance. There you go. Nice one, lads. It was a bit of a confusing time in the beginning. Like I was training out in Malaysia, my gym kind of turned. We were all doing very well. We were all winning. A lot of the lads, me, Agilan, Mehdi Bagheri, Mustafa Radi, we were all doing well on the scene of martial arts, MMA. And then as we were doing well, I feel like the gym grew. The gym that we were training at, they started opening more branches. And then after a while, the gym kind of went from a fighter's gym to a commercial gym. And they started to focus on making money instead of focusing on the fighters. And then it come to a point where the gym owner was like, look, you haven't got a home here no more, you've kind of got to go out on your own now. And then that's when I took the decision of like, I'm finding it hard to get fights in Asia. I'm not from Asia. Maybe it's better for me to go back to Europe, compete on the European scene. Like every time I'm fighting in Asia, I'm the foreigner who's brought to lose, and then I've got to shock the world. If I go to decision, they're going to rob me, so I've got to finish the fight. So I thought maybe I'll come to Europe, I'll get to fight in front of the home crowd, I'll be the fan favourite. And I was thinking like, where can I go that's Liverpool without going to Liverpool? And the first place in my mind was Dublin, so I chose to come to Dublin. The plan was to train in SPG. It was the only gym I really knew here. And then I arrived in Dublin 2 days later, COVID, lockdown happened, all the gyms are closed, I didn't know anyone. I had fights lined up, I was supposed to fight in Belfast, and I had a fight in Germany. I had a few fights lined up. All my fights got cancelled, I didn't know no one, and I was stuck. And then through social media, I got into contact through a mutual friend with Denis Frimpong. And he was like, lad, come down to the park, we'll do some jiu-jitsu, because obviously every gym's closed. Went to the park, me and Denis done some jiu-jitsu, we got on dead well. So then I come down and this is DCA, and then I just loved it. I found Collie, found Craig, and then I realised like the level of striking here, and I always love specialists. I like training the martial arts individually. I like learning jiu-jitsu from a jiu-jitsu specialist. I like learning wrestling from a wrestling specialist, and then having maybe an MMA coach to link it all together, but the main focus being the specialist sports. And when I come here, like straight away, like obviously I've lived in Asia, I've trained in Thailand, I've seen the level and I knew like these guys are really specialists, they're really passionate about what their martial art is, Muay Thai. And they're like me, the lads, do you know what I mean? So we just got on straight away and everyone was cool, and we just gone from here, yeah. And now what's it been, a year and a half, the time's just flew, and I'm just loving it here, yeah.
I watched a little bit of your warm-up there with Aaron, and do you know, I've enjoyed that, watching that more than some fights recently. It was just fun because, you know, you're trying to pull each other into each other's game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very intelligent and a great way even just to warm up and get going.
Me, I actually like the shadow sparring more than the real sparring, because I feel like when we shadow spar, it's really cerebral and we're thinking a lot more, and I know his game and I know what he's going to do and he knows my game, but we're still trying to implement it on each other. And not only that, we're having a laugh. Like sometimes he lands something and I'm like, fuck you, and he's like, fuck you, and then I just love it, yeah. And then when it's real sparring, now it's like, this is serious, no more fun. So sometimes I do enjoy the shadow sparring. It takes the seriousness out of it, yeah.
Yeah, like in that process of showing someone a shot, like I nearly got you with that, and you're able to go, way.
Yeah, like you cunt, you got me with that one, I get you next time.
Since yourself and Denis came along, are you seeing other people in the gym kind of take interest in MMA a bit more? Like for me, seeing people rolling in the corner of a predominantly Muay Thai gym, I know it's changing.
Unconventional.
Yeah, it was a bit like, this is great.
Yeah.
Do you think that you guys being here is helping it evolve in a way, I guess?
See, this is one thing that I really like about being here, and I like about Collie and Craig, is the mentality. They're not. I've been to a lot of striking gyms where they're very close-minded, and they're like, no, that's not how you do things. Where they're like, okay, why would you do it like that? Okay, maybe a different sport might, okay, don't kick like this because they'll catch it. Or so they're very open-minded, and I like that a lot. But it's not just me and Denis who are the MMA fighters here. There's a lot of lads who are training in SPG who are coming down here to learn the striking. You've got Owen McDonald, you've got Sam Slater, you've got Sen and Coakley, me, Denis, you've got Nahom, Weddy. Like there's a lot of guys who have got aspirations to compete in MMA, a lot of guys who are competing in MMA, and even some guys who maybe are doing Muay Thai but maybe in the future want to transition to MMA. Like here I feel like you've got so many different bodies with so many different styles. You've got some guys who come from a Taekwondo background, guys who come from a boxing background, guys who come from a kickboxing like Dano O'Toole, and then guys who come from a Muay Thai background like Craig and Aaron. And I feel like having all them different styles, you learn different things, different skills from different people. Like, and I feel like I'm a real geek of martial arts, and I feel like I'm a martial artist more than a fighter, even though I feel like I do love to fight. I feel like having all these different bodies and different styles, that you've always got something to learn from someone, whether maybe the guy's not as good as you or maybe he's better than you, but there's always something like, can you show me how you throw that side kick, or how did you throw that spinning elbow, or how did you catch that kick, and I feel like there's a lot to be learned here, and I feel like I'm progressing really fast in terms of me striking. And I feel like my style has even changed since I've come here, and I've always had the same style from day one, which was like work against the cage, take the guy down, look for the submission, get out early. Where now I feel like I'm very good at anti-grappling as well now, and I'm learning to strike more and more comfortable striking on the feet. I used to feel like I'd get tired on the feet a bit more, where now I feel like cardio for days on the feet, which is good. So I feel like now I'll have two sides of the sword, where if I fight a guy who doesn't know how to strike, I can strike with him. If I fight a guy who doesn't know how to wrestle, I can wrestle with him. So yeah, I'm enjoying it here, definitely.
Have you your eyes on any other promotions to bridge that gap between domestic Irish MMA and UFC?
Honestly, like, I'm not one of these guys who really is chasing the money or the fame. I just want to fight like the best guys in the sport, and I'm always trying to actively look at the best guys on the scene and see who's got a real skill set. Even sometimes I'm looking at a guy's style, which is the style to beat my style, and then I'm like, that's the guy I want to fight. I want to fight the guys who are going to beat me and test myself, and if I can come through and beat them, then it's like I'm getting better, I feel like I'm improving. So I'm not really looking at the promotions, I'm looking at the actual fighters. Like, there's a few fighters who maybe I go, oh, he'll give me a tough fight. I'm not looking for the easy road. Like, okay, maybe I have fought a few guys who weren't on the level of me, but I don't choose the matchups. I don't pick the matchups. If I could pick, I'd be picking tougher fights, but it's not up to me. I'm just showing up on the day, and whoever's in there, it's just another body in front of me. But yeah, I'm fighting Nathan. Bit of a mad one. We used to train together and that. I've trained with him at SBG. We've done a lot of grappling rounds there. I've trained with him here. We've done a lot of striking rounds here. We both know everything about each other. Not everything, but we know enough to know. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's going to be... I feel like his style of that forward pressure, aggressive, maybe not the most technical guy, but I feel like his style is the style for me to showcase my style, if that makes sense. Where I'm maybe going to be working the head there, the movement a bit more, circling off the cage, the counter striking, being on the back foot, inputting the pressure on, and me going second. Sometimes I feel like in the fights where I'm forced to be the aggressor, maybe it's not really my style. I like to be the counter striker a little bit more. I feel like I'm going to get to work that a bit more. But let's see how the fight goes. You never know. One shot can change anything, or I could see something in the fight and go, okay, now it's time to change and be the forward fighter, or maybe now it's time to wrestle, or maybe now it's time to strike. I like to work off their reaction a little bit more than I do going in with one straight game plan, and if it doesn't work, I die by the sword. I feel like I'm the type of fighter who can switch it up and be like, okay, let's wrestle, okay, let's use the jiu-jitsu, okay, let's scramble back up, or okay, let's work from guard. Or so I'm really looking forward to this one, yeah. Before I'd ever come to SBG and I was training in Malaysia, most of my sparring partners were middleweights, light heavyweights, and a welterweight. Like, they were all much bigger than me. So then coming to SBG and training with real featherweights, I was like, man, this is easy. What the fuck? I've never sparred with someone my size, not someone on my level, my size. So I was enjoying that about the place. But yeah, it wasn't my choice to leave. I got kicked out, so I was asked to leave. But everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I'm blessed that I did get kicked out, because if I never got kicked out, maybe I'd still be there today, and I would never have found Collie and Craig and DCA, and I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I feel like I was never a bad person in the training room. I feel like I was a good training partner. I feel like all the lads there were happy to have me there, and I was happy to be there. But just one day after sparring, like, John asked me to come into the office. I come into the office, and when I went into the office, he just said, like, people have been messaging him about me and sending him, like, articles of me that are online about that I used to be getting in trouble with the police, and I used to be a criminal, and I just told him straight. I told him the truth, like, look, John, it was 10 years ago. Yeah, it was before I ever found martial arts. I was up to no good, I can't deny that, but it's not who I am now. I found martial arts, I moved to Asia. I haven't been back to Liverpool since 2014. I'm a different person. It is what it is. Like, I don't hold no malice in my heart towards him. It's no hard feelings.
So you've been doing a few rounds as well over with the Shelley brothers and Conrad and other people over in Team KF. Has that been enjoyable? Yeah.
I've started to go down to Team KF. I think all them lads down there are sound. I was really surprised with the amateur level. Like, normally when you spar with amateur fighters, they're amateur fighters. But I was sparring with amateur fighters and thinking, how many professional fighters he had? And then you ask them afterwards and you're like, you want to know as an amateur? Okay, yeah, I like this room. Yeah, he's all right in. I found Chris's sound as well. He seems like one of the lads in that as well, do you know what I mean? I feel like I get on with my own people, do you know what I mean? And I feel like when you meet someone, you know, yeah, he's one of the lads in. He was sound, he welcomed me in. I love the facility, the mats are nice. There's nothing better than real jiu-jitsu mats and being on the mats. Like, okay, I know if I get slammed on these, I'll be all right. Back to the wall wrestling. I feel like wall wrestling's a big part of my game. And over there, they've got good concepts and sequences. And yeah, I feel like it's a good place to grow as a martial artist, yeah.
You should show the video.
Look, put the video up after this.
Lad, look at how hungry the rats are, bro. They're just out here, bro. Look at that, lad. Eski's not even arsed, lad. What the Whoa, that thing is hungry. Come, Eski, that thing is hungry.
If you don't know Two Dogs La, go and follow the page.
Two Dogs La. And it was like, shout out. Isn't it? He goes like, shout out Two Dogs La.
Look, I can guarantee you now, if Molly McCann wins this weekend, she says, come Heskey. I can guarantee it. I can see it. This is a Liverpool card. It might be in Las Vegas, but it might as well be in the Echo Arena. This is a Scouts card. I wish I was on it.
Do you ever want to go back to Liverpool? Or?
I do. Do you know what I do? I want to go back every day. I haven't seen my mum since 2014. I haven't seen none of my family. But I feel like I'm real tunnel vision right now. I've got a goal in my mind. I'm in the gym every day. I'm eating clean every day for the past almost 10 years now. I'm really focused on something, on achieving a real goal. And I feel like, although I love Liverpool, Liverpool's my city. It's my biggest dream in this sport to headline a card in my city and win, get my hand raised. But I feel like right now it's not my time to be there. I feel like there may be some distractions there that if I go back, I don't want to get sucked into nothing bad, and I feel like I've changed my life for the better with martial arts, and I don't want to get sucked back into that. So I feel like when the time's right, I'll make my journey back to Liverpool. But will I ever train there? It's hard to say. Like, I don't know. I do see a lot of good gyms doing amazing things there. I'm watching Four Corners Combat, super good guys coming up there. Then I'm watching Paddy the Baddies gym with Paul Rimmon and them. They're all doing so well. You've got Team Cowabon. You've got MMA Academy Liverpool. Like, I'm watching all of them and I'm jealous. Some of my family members train in some of the gyms as well, so I've got a little insight and I'm really jealous and I want to get in there, but you know, it's not my time yet. Let's see, maybe a year or two, things might change, who knows. My full name is Shaquem.
Shaquem, I couldn't remember.
I don't really like telling people my full name, to be honest.
Well, it's on the internet.
Yeah, it is.
But for how long were you Shem?
Do you know what? I'll tell you, when I was a kid, everyone used to call me Little Shemmy. I don't know why, I don't know where they come from, but this is how you know who's known me from day one, because they don't call me anything else, they call me Shemmy. The only time I get called Shaquem is when I'm in trouble with my ma. So yeah, all my life I've been Little Shemmy, and then one day as I become like 12, 13, 14, I'm like, fucking hell, I can't be called that name, it's a baby's name, do you know what I mean? It's a kid's name. So it just got shortened to Shem. Like, you don't pick your name, people just give you it, don't they? So could have been worse, it could have been called Twat or something.
But so there was nothing, you never thought about the fact that you were coming to Ireland with the name Shamrock?
It's just a coincidence, and Rock is my real name. People think it's a fake name. It's my real genuine name. It's actually a Bayesian name. My dad's from Barbados. So yeah, Shamrock. It just suits. Like, people ask me all the time, what's your MMA name? And I'm like, I don't need an MMA name, my name's Shamrock. You're never going to forget that, mate, especially if you're Irish. You hear my name once and you're like, that's him. Yeah, if you want to watch someone get sparked out cold, make sure you're there, October 9, Clan Wars. And yeah, I'm just fucking looking forward to it. I want to give a little shout out to the sponsors and that. Fucking False Profits, big shout out. Shout out to me physio. Who else? I've got a few other sponsors. I can't even remember, but you know who you are anyway. Nice one, boys.